Check baby, check 1, 2, coming to you from behind the scenes. Pedro and I will be with you shortly. All right, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. Wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. And so glad to be hosting another episode of this great show called DYOR Live. My man in the box next to me is Mr. Pedro Garcia, and he is cracking me up this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, it is October 31st. It's a spooktacular day here in Halloween land. It's Halloween pretty much in most of the world, even in the places that never came up with it. They said, we're taking that great holiday and making it our own too. It's a fabulous day. It's the kickoff here in the United States. Well, I'm not in the United States. It's the kickoff of essentially the holiday season. From now until New Year's, it's just eat and drink and gluttony type stuff. And it's that happy time of the year. We get 2 months to live it up best, and then after that we pay the price with the credit card bills and the weight gain. So we gotta enjoy this stuff. Anyway, Pedro, lots to talk about today. Let's skip the chitter-chatter this morning, go right to Bitcoin. It's the end of the month, it's the end of the week, it's the end of the day, it's the end of the month. Big day today, Friday. What's happening to Bitcoiners?
Bitcoin is having fun, I'll tell you that. Institutions, I was looking at this last week or yesterday night, and the fact that I was so blinded by the fact that we had daily wicks coming in that were screaming, hey, we're dropping off here. So we did talk about it coming down to the 8-period moving average, which is that 111. Oh, this is not the right one. All right, BTC. I was wondering, I was like, is that all we have?
Whoops, I don't know how this screen came up here. I've got a bug in my Stream Deck here.
Yep. So I talked about us touching this area right here, but we sold off through that. We did see that it tried to hold at that level, but we sold and came all the way down to the 106 level here. Ultimately, we did hit this area of supply, this area here of liquidity, which is supply. You had all those stops in at this moment, so it was very clear that they wanted to bring it down. Now, the reality is at the end of the week, I always talk about how if the whole entire week is down, expect a Friday up, right? And so that's exactly what we're watching here. Now, one of the things that I'm looking at here, and this is similar to what we were talking about with with Aster yesterday, is I want to see some demand wicks coming in. And so if we look at the hourly chart here at these levels here, you'll see that I really didn't see really any demand wicks as we came down into this level and pushed back up. You can see here there's some demand wicks, a few demand wicks here with kind of low volume, but I'm not really seeing anything. So again, I'm hesitant to sit there and say we're going to continue up. With that said, I would expect to see us come down even further, potentially. Now, what's really important to sit there and say we're going to continue up. It's okay. What's important here is that as we are coming down, into this level, right? We don't want to see supply wicks as we're coming in. So if you look at the daily zone here, you will see. I can't believe I'm laughing at this, but it's the truth. You can see here we have a bunch of supply wicks coming in. So most likely we don't have a daily demand wick, and we're going up, which means we will most likely continue down into these lower levels of that 103, 310 area is what I'm looking at here. So unfortunately, I would expect the end of the day pretty much kind of starting now, for them to sell off and finish this thing red here. And so I am still bullish for the next month, but we will go over that here later on. This is Cinco de Pedro, so I'm trying to stick to that. Is there anything else you wanna
no, we'll talk more about Bitcoin later in the later in the show, end of the month, the implications on a lot of different periods expiring at once is always something good to talk about. Well, I just noticed I still have the Space Lounge logos up. Let's fix that real quick. We talk about that, but let's hit the audience discussion here. Let's see. I forgot to get this clock started here. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining the show. As always, you're watching Tom and Pedro here talk about Bitcoin, altcoins, the market, crude, copper, heating oil, pork bellies, orange juice, you name it. We're going to talk about it if it's something that's traded as we grow into this wonderful world of day trading with me here. But as always, we'd like to shout out to the crowd who's watching us today on Rumble, on YouTube. So far, it says Crypto Unicorns. Thank you, Crypto Unicorns, for joining us. As we're waiting for the rest of the crew to show up here today. But thanks to all of you that have already tuned in over on Facebook. I noticed a couple of you came and went really quickly. Remember, it's the same on X, for those of you watching on X, especially on the desktop. And I know that about half of you guys pull our stream up on the desktop on X, which is more than any other social media platform for some reason. Right-click on our stream and open another window, and you can listen to us while you surf all those cat videos and degen away. But anyway, I'm gonna take 1 second to fix the logo here. Not Space Lounge today. No Space Lounge for DYOR Live. There we go. All right, all set there. Back with the neon DYOR Live. So Pedro, with Bitcoin, you're talking about it essentially coming down, finishing the month down here today. If I caught you right, a sell-off today is likely. Not guaranteed by any means. You never know what the market maker is going to do. They could trick us all. But likely you're talking about it coming down to that next level there, which you said is in the 103s. What's behind you there?
Yeah, that 103 area here is honestly kind of like the next place. So we saw that there's no demand wick for the day, right? And so this could be an uptick here, which you can see right here. But even this one had a baby wick. This one literally, I think it was 1 or 2 points. Give me a second. Let me make sure I get it right. So it was. This wick is literally 10 points, which is not even it's not even a half a breath. Literally on a daily wick. So, this one right here, which is what I was talking about, right? The one that was low here, this one is at least, I think it was like 50 or 75. And even then that is next to nothing So that's why I'm more apt to think it's going to come down, because there's no way it would continue if this one was 100 points. So we're talking this is a baby wick. This is not, I mean,
you move that over a bit. Not your whole screen, just drag the chart.
Huh.
When you drag the whole screen over, it messes up my background.
Oh, okay. Let me do that then.
Just drag the chart over. Just move so the current price time. No, not the screen, not the window. Just move the candles.
This right here.
Yeah, that's what I mean by move the chart.
Drag the chart. Okay, sorry. Yes.
Drag it. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
Drag.
yes. Gotcha. And so, like, there's literally no wick here. We came down to our area that I was expecting it. I thought this would happen quicker because I was expecting us to literally go up for this week. So I thought maybe Monday and Tuesday, potentially Wednesday coming down, which is what we saw. But Thursday was a blood dry. I mean, they just bled everybody out. So, I mean, we did bounce off our area here of that 200 period moving average, but you can see that's really what we're fighting, is that 200-day period moving average, which is, you can see here how it's held 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, but every time it held, it's gotten shorter. You can see like it bounced, came up, bounced, came back up, it tried to bounce again. So we're fighting off of that level. Next level after that is literally that weekly 50, and that's going to be a weekly 50, and that's going to be that 102.59. That's why if we cannot hold off of that 200 period moving average, like if we don't, and I don't think we're going to close, that's why I'm really assuming that we're going to come down here. And then if you look, so let's say we do that, right? We finish off today red, and then we start the new week as well as the new month, right? So we then go into the new month. The new month is right here. If you're going to assume, okay, where is it going to finish? Well, if we finish off this 110, if not lower, let's say 106, right? We come back down to these levels here then, right? Because our 8 monthly is sitting right here. So you can see, remember, we're looking at the new month. Remember, the market is sequential. And because it's sequential, you can look at, say, what's the next part? Right? That's why we look at the weekly at the end of the week and the beginning of the week. That's why we look at the daily at the beginning of the day and also at the end of the day. I always talk about, right, 3 parts of a candle. You have your top wick, your body, and your bottom wick. Most candles have to have that, especially a daily and a weekly candle. So that's why today my bias for the day is bearish, because I'm expecting it to go down. You can see here, we're already starting to put that in, right? Because we didn't put in the wick for the day, which is this little guy right here. This guy right here. Little guy right here, look at just the baby, just a little itty bitty baby, and a little bitty wee baby. So it needs to come down and put a little bigger wick in here. And so that's why I'm assuming over the next couple hours we're going to come and do that, where we'll see it being created. Now, more importantly, let's go into the monthly, because we're starting the new month. So if we do go down and close at that level, and I'll mark it here real quick.
Welcome, Crypto Mike, to the show. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Crypto Mike says, "Happy Halloween, boys." Mike, happy Halloween to you. Oh, yeah. I don't think... Oh, you know what? I forgot to put that out over the... Happy Halloween to you, Mike. There we go.
So it's nice little area here that I like to look at. Now, I'm going to post this up here real quick because, well, I need to do that. Give me 1 second. I am trying to... Why is that doing? Alrighty. Do that. Set that right there. Let's go. Right. I forgot I have my speakers on. All right. Let's go. So you can see here, I think somewhere around in this level, right? Because it's got to create a wick. So I'm assuming it's going to come down and create this wick here. And we'll say it's going to be a small wick. But either way, we should expect a wick. And so this is where I'm looking at this is where would I expect this to be? That would be this level. So then when we open up tonight for the new candle for the month, we want to, if we are going to see this market continue up, the first few days, we'll see it go up in the month, which is going to be over the weekend. Then that would put some buyers in. And then what would happen is I want to then see it go down. So this is key. I want to see Movember. I want to see it go down first. I want to see it bounce off of that 8-period monthly as it comes up. The new candle will sit there. We'll see it as it comes down because this shows a bullish sentiment because we're going down first and we're basically establishing that wick. Then from there into the second and third week, I want to see Movember because there's only 4 weeks in November. You'll see it then basically come down and then second and third week go up. Fourth week should see it sell off because they're taking profit. And so that is what my expectation is on November when it comes to the chart. Again, for the first week, I want to see it either go up a little for the first few days, over the weekend, maybe Monday, then sell off into Tuesday. Again, this is a bias that November is going to be a bullish run or bullish month. And we're going to have an up month. So with that said, this is how I would expect it to look. And we'll diagram looks like this. We'll see it go up with that weekend, that month. See it come down. Boom, hit this level, right? We're putting that monthly wick. Then see it go up again a little because again that would be like on Friday, so it would look something like this. And let me pull this off here real quick. Candle will look something more like this here real quick. Boom, and then the body would look something like this, right? Boom. Sorry, you can tell I'm an artist here. And then the next week it's gonna look something like this. This would be the week after.
The November candle is reported murdered. See the crime scene, the chalk outline up on the screen here.
Come down, hit it again. See it push up, right? And then probably close something like this. And then the next week we would see something like this. Up, down, find this, and see a big candle up. Okay, and then from there, see a sell-off at the last week. Oh, you suck.
All right, Pedro, let's continue this conversation in the second half of the show here.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us, ladies and gents, as they say. Got this opportunity exactly at the time marked by the clock here to read an ad here, and so I'm gonna do that. And good timing too, because right before the show I went out, got some coffee. So that means it's coffee time, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. If you still not tried 1775 coffee, now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit is out now. Not a lot of them. You gotta come and get them. You're getting the bold, you're getting three things. You're getting three coffees, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting the bold, dark roast that hits hard. You're getting the smooth medium roast, that's right. And you're getting the Vitality Mushroom Coffee for clean energy and laser focus. No crash laser focus. It's all single origin, small batch, toxin free, and mold free. Plus, you're also getting a gold spoon clip because why? You guys all know the answer. Because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. No. You're also getting a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's political opinions. I did that one impromptu there. So you're getting a black 1775 tumbler also. This is a big package of stuff, guys. You're getting $170 worth of coffee and gear, yours for 99 bucks. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up right here on Rumble. You're wondering, is it actually worth it? Spoiler, it is worth it. It is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. As always, ladies and gentlemen, over there on the side of the screen, there is a QR code there. If you're watching on the big screen TV, hold your cell phone up there, pop that QR code, and visit our sponsors. It really helps us out. Even if you just give them your eyeballs to let them know that our audience is interactive and interested in what our sponsors have to say. If you're watching on your smartphone or tablet, just go into the chat. There's a Learn More feature. And if you're watching on the replay, first of all, thank you very much for doing so. And down in the description, there'll be a link to 1775coffee.com/studio. Grab your starter kit before they're gone. Thanks to 1775 Coffee for sponsoring this segment, DYOR Live. All right, got that one in under the wire there.
Nice. Did we meet the threshold?
Yeah, I can't even. They won't even let me read it. If it won't activate if we don't. I just can't read them.
That is cool.
We've got Connect Me One saying a spooktacular day. No idea how to spell that. I don't know how to spell spooktacular. Spook SPOOKT whatever. Spooktacular day. Yes. And Crypto Mike says, "Oh, go the Jays. Go Jays, go." Yes, the Baseball World Series today returns. Yeah. Returns to Toronto, just down the road from where I am here.
Are you gonna go at all to it, or?
No, it's just a short drive. It's like this, it's the next town over, essentially. But for those of you watching in Europe, it's like 7 countries away. It's 5 hours in the car is the entire length of Germany. And here it's just, that's the next major town, Toronto. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming over to DYOR Live here, watching Pedro and I. Not a lot going on in the market today. It's a somewhat quiet Friday. The volume in Bitcoin is a little bit down. The S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, all basically, they're up a little bit, but basically unchanged with everything, including Apple, Tesla, and Netflix, all in the, Tesla and Netflix have moved 3%. That's a decent move for them. Apple with a no movement at all. But it's a Friday. People are freezing their balls off already. Or in the East Coast here, getting blasted by more rains and stuff. Crypto Mike says, "Sent you something funny in the TG." We'll check that out as we move here into the second half of the show. Or the second quarter of the show, I should say.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting to see what's actually happening with Amazon and everything that's, like with them straight up like laying people off and seeing, this is normal, stock market asset allocation, i.e. people, and it's just part of it's. I was listening to a guy in regards to Amazon, and really he was actually made some really good points, because he was like, I used to work at Amazon, and he was basically saying it's really not an AI thing. It actually has to do more with the stock, and what's actually going on with the stock is why they're laying people off. And there's almost like a little lie that is said there, and he's just like, the majority of the AI has already been established within Amazon. Like, he goes, many of the warehouses that send things out, and I forget the name. I think they're called warehouses, but they're
distribution centers.
Yeah,
fulfillment. Yeah.
Yeah, those are already all AI'd out. It's like they don't really have ones that are. And so the reason why they're actually laying more people off, one is that they're being hit hard from the tariffs, because a lot of people aren't necessarily buying a ton of stuff, And
well,
so,
go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
And so in the same sense, they're seeing a slowdown. And I thought what was interesting is that we keep talking about people aren't actually out there buying. Well, I keep talking about that. People are not actually out there buying. That we're seeing a slowdown in the economy. We're talking the lower 90% of the working force. The top 10% has more than enough money right now to keep the economy going, but it's the lower 90 where people are struggling with inflation, that they actually have to hold on and say, I can't buy that next gadget. And that's where Amazon really makes its money from, is not the lower.
The next
90%.
gadget.
Yeah, next gadget.
Pedro, with Amazon, one of the big rules that affected them, in which I'm total agree with Trump changing this rule. Previously, I was against it for ease of use, was the rules about shipping into the U.S. For ages, the U.S. said, look, there's no use charging tax on things that are $100 and $200 because it costs us a lot of money to run the collections of that, and it doesn't. The total amount of money collected doesn't really justify, charging. And I can't remember what they call it. There's a term for it. I get this word emeritus in my de minimis tax, and it allowed. Back in the day, it wasn't fine. So you could ship something to the U.S. that cost $500. You didn't pay any tax on it because the paperwork and the bureaucracy with dealing with the tax and the customs clearance wasn't worth the amount of money they could collect. So they're just like, let's just make a higher number. What happened, though, was that so many businesses like Wish, Temu, Wayfair, all these businesses that popped up in China that sold, and a lot of them that sell through Amazon, too. There's millions of them that sell through Amazon. They didn't sell anything that would incur the tax or be higher than the tax. So they sent millions of packages all under the $500 rule or whatever it was. And so that allowed Amazon to become a massive fulfillment center for these groups, allowed for China-based companies to essentially have a direct sales route into the US with no taxes or anything like that, because they just load up the FedEx freight airplanes and UPS planes that come there all day back and forth, and the China air cargo planes full of these things, and you'd get your stuff in like 3 days, no taxes, no problem, no big deal. But it circumvented all of the tax rules. It circumvented. It put a lot of local businesses out of business because you can buy. I literally bought a wiring. I don't even know what I did with it. A little wire adapter for something. It came from China. Here in Canada, but they've always had the tax here. And they don't make those things anymore here because they can do it so much cheaper in China, ship them over here for essentially free. Put 1 million of them on one cargo plane and the cost each one is so little. So Mr. Trump did away with that, and all of a sudden there's a 15 to 20, 40% tax on a lot of these things coming from China, and the prices have shot up. As a result, Amazon spins down, lays off. They think they're talking about 90,000 people, whatever. Let's be clear about this. Amazon employs worldwide 1.4 million people, and they're also hiring 300,000 temporary seasonal workers to get through the thing here. So they're eliminating some long-term positions, a small percentage of their company, hiring seasonal jobs, which we know is temporary. But they're not hurting. If the great pricing machine over here shows Amazon stock up 10% today. 10% of $4 trillion is $400 billion today.
I was going to say it's
today, it's $400 billion in wealth in Amazon stock was created.
Instantly. Yeah. Mind-boggling. Well, and I think what's also interesting to point out is that, again, that's paper money. That's not necessarily
Right.
real assets, right? It's only turned into real assets when, Jeff Bezos goes through and sells off. And he does that quite often. I mean, a lot of people don't realize on a monthly basis, he sells off, a very small portion of his stock portfolio, to help his life.
Fund all sorts of things.
Yeah, fund all sorts of things. But what's interesting is that, apart from, and if you don't, there's enough executives in here that do not sell. They sit there and they go, we're going to hold on to it. So it's not real assets until you incur the sell, or until you sell and incur the tax liability. Then it's all funny money. It's all paper money until it actually hits. It's really interesting to see. There's a whole entire organizations that literally follow Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg's stock market sells, and so they trade them. There's literally groups that watch them, and they trade off of what they do. And so they'll take the short or XYZ whenever they sell off. And so I think it's just interesting to sit there and watch what's actually happening there. Insider
just
traders.
Like they follow Nancy Pelosi.
Yep. And here's the thing, I have no opposition to that. It's just part of, they worked really hard, and got lucky in a lot of areas, but they also were smart and learned how to do things that I don't know. I would love to know how do you build a $1 trillion company, right? Like, and
I could build a $1 trillion company easy. Just give me a $2 trillion company. I'll make that a $1 trillion company. 6 weeks flat.
That's actually really good. That is.
I was just speaking with someone last night about a similar analogy and how to make $1 million, and he was like, "Oh, it's real easy. Just start with 2 million." Easiest thing in the world.
Easiest thing in the world. What I thought was really interesting also was Meta sell-off today was really interesting. Watching it drop. Yesterday it dropped below the 200 period. I thought we would climb above the 200, but we did not. We actually barely went up and then sold off. So if you look at the weekly candle here, man, it just got dumped on. So I hit that 50 period moving average on that weekly zone. Ooh. Yeah, but you were talking, bro. It went. I mean, listen, this was the darling of all the tech companies, right? It was when everything was selling off. It wasn't selling off. So watching it sell off so hard here for me is like almost a bit of a wet dream, like in a sense, right? Like it's nice. It's really, really nice. So.
Where do you want to buy Meta at? Where's your spot for buying Meta?
It's that 574 area, right? Is really what I'm looking at. So it's finally coming down to the area that I was that I thought we were gonna hit. We hit this, push back.
Let's
up
put that in the trading machine here.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you don't have that, you can always buy the options on it as well, right? You got to make sure you understand options, or you can buy I believe they have an ETF on Meta. I forget exactly what it is, but I'm looking between that 592 to 574 area here. You can kind of take advantage of. Also,
we'll just put just give me an average entry price, 590.
Yeah, we'll say 590 or 580.
What are you looking for an exit price?
Honestly,
just
I would
hold.
love to kind of hold these. That, mind you, my mind shift has changed with this aspect of, like, when it comes to assets, I want to buy and hold assets, things that are Mag 7, anything, as if I see the Mag 7 sell off, I'm gonna be buying them, and I'm looking to hold them. Kind of indefinitely, just because the government isn't slowing down on this guy right here. You know what I'm saying? Like that guy right here is gonna reach by the end of the year, most likely $39 trillion. And, you know, if things start to fall apart and we see, you know, the whole entire stock market start to sell off, we start to draw down, you're going to see who step in, the lender of last resort, which will then tack more onto the national debt. And so as they buy more treasuries to give to banks so they can hold liquidity, that's where this is going to go up. So if we see a sell-off come in here over the next into next year, you very much could, you know, this thing right here could start to scale way again. Now, are we going to see like a 2008? I don't think so, because the fact is that I think you'll have flash crashes. I think you'll have a flash crash in the housing market, but people are going to buy, or the banks are going to buy houses. Your landlord is going to be Bank of America, and I don't mean like giving you the loan. I'm talking buying the actual homes, because they're going to need real assets to prop up their system. You know, BlackRock, a lot of people are going to be hurting, but you know, this is what America, this is what we're kind of come down to, unfortunately.
Our chat room has been quite busy lately.
Yeah, I've noticed, and it's been quite fun having them in there.
You know, Crypto Mike posted something in there. It says Denmark proposes new law giving citizens full copyright over their face, voice, and body to fight AI deepfakes. Well, you're not going to fight AI deepfakes on that, but you will be able to fight selling of your facial data. That's interesting. Let's see. All Canadian trick-or-treaters, please be advised that on Friday, October 31st at 8 p.m., all Canadian porch lights will be turned off and Halloween will officially be over as the country prepares for Game 6 of the World Series. Thank you and attention for this matter. One more to go for the Blue Jays. Just like, or Wally puts just shop crypto. AI Alpha with another program here. Needs to tell us more about that. Thanks to everyone watching us. Really appreciate it here.
I don't know.
Thank you, Mike, for that.
Have you watched this guy? His name is Devin AI News and Tools. I've been following him and or watching his stuff. He keeps popping up on my thing, and so I've now started following him and stuff. And I thought this was really interesting. Here you go. Let me go ahead and see that up. Here you go. I think this was so interesting. Look at this here, and this is the way they're building them. Come on.
It's playing in a picture-in-picture behind me.
You're not alive. What are they doing?
And say close that little picture-in-picture window. Yeah, and do that.
Yeah.
Just hover over it as an X.
It's not giving me an X.
It's weird.
Refresh
the page. Or click on the tweet itself. Click on the tweet. Yeah, there you go. Oh, no, that didn't help.
It's not working. Hey.
Elon, don't have that one just right.
Alright, let's try this again. I think it was a trip. They're actually cooking. There's some of them that are actually cooking. Some of them that are actually going about doing stuff. It's kind of crazy because you're watching here in America. There's a new, $20,000 humanoid.
I'm telling you, the population of the world is going to plummet.
I just think it's so interesting. Did you see that the latest new humanoid that's like all cloth and has like a very I gotta admit, it's very non-threatening. It's very beige, literally the color of it. And it honestly, I saw it, I was like, oh, I want one of those. and then a friend of mine I sent it to him, and then he sent me this other thing where he goes, having to fight the masculine urge to want to buy one of these versus a bed, what was it? A bed frame. Yeah, that's what it was, a bed frame. Yeah, I just thought it was those. I was like, yeah. Like, it's like you look at a guy's place, and a lot of times he's got all these, gadgets and bikes or whatever, but like he has this like airbed, right? Like it's maybe, it's just, I just thought it was funny.
I'm telling you, with those robots, Pedro, as soon as they get a little bit more lifelike, every dude that lives in his mom's basement is going to own one, and he's not going to need about reproducing, and he'll set it to the, I got to tell you, women are in deep doo-doo. They are in deep, deep shit.
I will never.
All of this women's equal rights and women's lib and feminism and all that, it's going to go right out the window in about two months after they say, this one's lifelike in all ways. Wink, 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 wink. and you can program the woman to be any personality you want.
Listen, I have no problem with a woman who holds her mind, and dudes need to like learn. Like, there's something amazing about that. Like,
no, I mean that's very valid point. But the point is that humans are generally lazy. They're going to be like, why should I put up with this crazy woman here that just wants to do things I don't like? The woman might like them, and they may be great things for her. But the guy wants a relationship with a woman who's going to be X, Y, and Z for him, and he can just program. He can grab his phone and tell the thing to be X, Y, and Z. I mean, it's going to work in reverse too. I mean, women will be like, I don't want to put up with these douchebag men. I'm just going to have, looks like I have Brad Pitt today. Bing, and
the thing is like,
population will go like this.
Do you think so? Like, I just don't. I think there will be holdouts. I think there will be holdout enclaves like we see with the Amish. I'll probably be in one of them. Like, in all honesty, it'd be like, I love tech, man, but nothing like a warm, intelligent, beautiful, big.
That's true. However, yes, Mike. Everyone had the robot avatar. That was great. And when you figured it out when they came out, and they're all disgusting looking, the actual people, but their avatars were beautiful and could do superhuman things. Pedro, just think about this. All you have to do is wake up in the morning, or not even wake up, just program it ahead of it at night, saying this needs to happen at 6 a.m. Instead of an alarm clock, all of a sudden you get, and without any resistance, it just happens.
Nah, because here's the thing. I can't tell you. Listen, lie for me.
I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about 99% of the men across the planet would say, that's great. I love that.
Actually, they're not going to. And this is the reason why.
Mike agrees with me.
Like, Mike may agree with that for now until. Okay, I'm gonna be. So in my life, I have had many dope things just want to be given to me. I have had at a point in time where I was doing very well, very, very, very well for myself, and girls will, a girl will be like, what do you need? And it will be just, and a girl, because she wants to hold that type of value. You as a man, you may say you want that, but until you are given it, and all of a sudden you're like, well, give me some interaction. I promise you, like, those will maybe last for about, I give it a year or two. Done. Because there is something amazing about when you have a person next to you that you can mentally and emotionally interact with, that gets released. And there's something there. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's a God-given thing that you desire as a man, that you almost want, not argumentative, but you want a different You want real. That you want real. When somebody is like, when I deal with AI, and it's abdicating to everything I want, and it's giving me the answers. I at first I'm like, okay, cool, but give me more. Like, there's more there. Like, I need you to research. I need you to research that. You need to come up with your own ideas. Come fight against my idea. And I promise you, because we're already receiving it with AI right now, and it's driving us nuts. What do you think of a physical robot that would be cool with that? I promise you, men, you'll be like, nope, I'm good. Because you're meant for adversity. Men, we are meant for adversity. Now, too much is chronic illness, but when you're just stuck at home doing jack, come on now, man. Like, I want to tinker. I want to build. I hate to say this.
Sounds like you're saying you want to manipulate the woman.
What are you talking about?
Tinker and build?
Yeah.
I think you need the AI one, and then you can upgrade the firmware, and then you can change the extremities.
Okay, how did you get that? You took the words that I said, and you manipulated. What I said was this, is that I want something where I interact with. I want a woman that I respect and agree, and I sit there and I go, I like your thought, or that thought is dumb. Please explain yourself. And she goes,
I agree with you.
You're dumb. And you're like, if she says, you're dumb because you don't see this, 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 and this, and then I go, actually, you're right. I didn't see that. I overlooked that. And then she goes, but I do agree with you that I think what you're talking about is also something she didn't see. Right? And so it's like that. That's what I want. Like, I want to be able to tinker with an idea when I'm running something through my head where I can, like, where me and you, like right now, this argument, we are passionate both about this. And the fact is that you and I both are disagreeing with each other, but
actually, I'm agreeing with you because I have that. It took me 3 wives to get it, but I have that. But what I keep reminding you is that you eternally forget, generally, the majority of men, how shallow they are and how lazy they are, and how they will be willing to take the easy way out. Think of just the general construction worker who works his ass off all day, and all he's got is trashy women in his town that are hooked on fentanyl, and he's like, I'm tired of this, and I just want someone to be my partner and take care of me, of my needs. I'll take care of them and their needs. Turns out the other needs are just plugging them in at night and talking to their AI to make the AI learn, because AIs will want to learn once this thing happens. And then you hit the button and then you're off to bed, go to work the next day. That's gonna think of the million. Wait, think of the 500 million Chinese men who don't have prospects for a woman. To think of that,
yeah.
Or the, India wants to reduce their population by half. They said they're not actively trying. They just said we wish we had half the people we do because we're too overpopulated for our capability to increase our standard of living. They're gonna throw these robots at a zillion men. The birth rate's gonna drop to the floor. And they'll reach their goals. This has been a great side talk, but we need to move on here at the top of the hour. This is good. I enjoyed that because every time I see it, I just think of how shallow most men are, and especially every dude that lives in his basement or his mom's basement is going to be like, just give me the robot. I'm fine. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for putting up with our Friday soliloquies, striking soliloquies here and about that. And it's always good to see Pedro take the altruistic route and think the best of men and humankind. And I sometimes just have to remind him. I said, humans are generally dirtbags and lazy pieces of shit. And I think Mrs. Striking walks in the room right at the wrong moment there.
As Tom has to go say, I'm sorry, and put himself on mute. I think men and females are image bearers of God and innately are endowed with value and honor and dignity. And if they...
We're just scum. That's all we are. Oh, let's see. Well, we just slipped under the amount to read an ad too. Let me see if I can read. Nope. Pedro, why don't you see if you can share this out a little bit here while we do it. We've got someone watching us on Facebook. I know you're out there. Why don't you drop a comment? Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching Pedro and I here on this fun Friday, this spooktacular edition of DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. We always appreciate everyone that tunes in. As we always say, do us a favor and share this with a trading group. Share this with your mother's book club, her bridge club. If I could only get my mom's bridge club to talk about our show, it would really, really be an impressive thing. But it helps us out when you do that. And sharing our show is the best way to let the algorithm know that something good is going on here, other than just taking your money and putting it in our pockets via the Rumble Rants thing, you know. That's always a good way too. Not that I'm begging for that. But you know what, Pedro? I forgot to mention this, but last night I tried to do a premium show, and it failed. It couldn't go. Rumble Premium was not working. Every time you hit the button, it would just say fail, fail, fail. But amazingly enough, when you went online, the big podcasters, Timcast and the other ones, were in premium mode, but all us little guys couldn't do it. So we still need an hour of that. Why don't we do the second half of the hour of the spooktacular day here in premium and just get this over with for the month? That was a question. All right, let's see if we can. Let's see if the numbers actually have gone down. It's strange. Let me check on my shares. No, there are people are still watching, they say. Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Crypto Unicorn says premium time. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We really need to get this hour done, and then if we get it done now, I don't have to worry about it tonight. And then the missus and I can get some other things done that we need to do with our new business called Bits Media. Back in the stirrups, media. For those people that want to get back in the stirrups and get
Hey
back
Tom,
in the...
I'm gonna have to step out for just a minute. Looks like I think things gone, so I'll be back.
All right, good plan, Pedro. For those of you watching, we're gonna step into the premium section right now. I thank you for everyone watching. Crypto Mike, sorry, I know you're not a premium member. Maybe we'll come up with a promotion soon to give away a premium membership or two, and we can just direct the winnings to you. Not that I said that live on the air or anything, no. Let me find the great comment machine here. All right, I'm just gonna type it in here. Off to premium time. Put it right up there on the screen. Off to premium time with DYOR Live. Let's see if it lets us do it this time. Didn't let us do it last night. Hopefully it does tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you are not a Rumble Premium member, down below there is a link to join Rumble Premium. You get a whole bunch of benefits. You get no commercials. You get to join in the premium/membership areas of all the creators on Rumble, not just DYOR Live, but Steve Crowder and crew. Timcast, all the big groups. When Don Bongino comes back after his stint at the FBI, he'll be back doing his show as well. And along with all the benefits that go along with being a Rumble premium member, you'll get first access to the Rumble wallet that's coming out for crypto and that type of stuff. All kinds of good things. And if you sign up via our link down there and enter the word studio in there, you can get $10 off, or it's $89 for a year instead. So we're going to switch over to premium now. Thanks to everyone that's watching us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, YouTube, etc. and that. So we'll see you later.